Hello everybody and welcome to another adventure on Wonder Melly's English Planet. First, as always, I hope that everybody's staying safe. Please stay home as much as you can. If you can't stay home, please practice social distancing. Stay away from people for more than 6 feet. I hope you're wearing your masks outside to protect yourself and protect others. And please be careful and wash your hands all the time. I hope this can get under control soon and we can beat the coronavirus. But in the meantime, please continue to be safe. Today, I want to talk a little bit about job interviews. We're talking about jobs and we were talking about skills. We were talking about can with some verbs when we were talking about skills and abilities. So I want to talk a little bit about what to do and what not to do when you go to a job interview in the United States. And when you have to do a job interview in English, because English may not be your first language if you're watching this video. So, and I want to talk about general tips anyway, for anybody going to a job interview these days. So first, I want to talk about being on time. Whether you're going in person or you're doing a virtual interview, because now we're doing a lot of job interviews via Skype and Zoom and WhatsApp. So whether you're going in person or you are doing a video interview, please be on time. Figure out the train schedule if you're taking the train, the Uber. Don't be late. That is not good. Same for your computer. If you need to check your computer and your connection, do that before the time that you have your interview, okay? Because it's bad if you are there late, virtually or in person, okay? So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The other one is dress to impress. When you're dressing for a job interview, I like to recommend my students dress on the more conservative side. It always depends on where you're applying at. If you're applying for an art gallery, maybe you want to be a little more creative, but please stay on the conservative side. No crazy hair, no crazy makeup, jewelry, just a little jewelry, not, you know, crazy jewelry. So stay on the conservative side. If you're going to an in-person interview, please no jeans. I told this to my students one time and one of my students showed up to a job interview in jeans. Please listen to me. Try to find some pants, something nice to wear, but no jeans, okay? I don't like jeans, and a lot of people don't for job interviews. Another thing that I want to talk about that is when you have a virtual in video interview, you have to position your camera. Be careful what you do, because sometimes people don't wear pants when they're doing a video interview or a Zoom conference. This happened to a reporter in Massachusetts the other day. He had his suit, but he had no pants, and he went on TV and everybody saw him without pants. So if you're doing a video conference or a video interview, please be careful with that, students. All right, so I wanted to talk about that one. The other one that I wanted to talk about is body language, okay? Whether you're in person or you're on video talking to someone, especially if English is not your first language, your body language can say a lot, okay? So I want to talk about saying hello, because this is a thing that is new. Typically, when we say hello in a lot of countries, we either kiss. Some places it's one kiss, some places it's 2 kisses, sometimes it's 3, 4, I don't know. I had a student tell me it was like 4. Oh, I think Morocco is 4 kisses. And we hug, even in business when we see people we work with. But in some places we don't touch at all, like in a lot of Asian countries. But students, now things have changed a little bit, or a lot, with this coronavirus situation. Typically in the United States for business, we say hello with a handshake, okay? So we shake hands in business to say hello, and when we go to a job interview. But now, students, now we're not touching so much, not even a handshake, because people have to be very careful. So if you're not doing a video interview, be mindful of this, because our normal reaction is just to go and, you know, do a handshake. But we can nod, and what's nod? We can nod, we can bow, or we can say hello like this, because things have changed, and I think they're going to change for a long time. So be conscious of that, be careful of that, of how you say hello. But also the way you present yourself, right? Eye contact, whether you're in person or via video, right? That's a very difficult one to keep the eye contact. Doesn't matter what situation. But also don't be like this, hi, nice to meet you. Or looking everywhere. It's difficult, but try to maintain eye contact. Try to be friendly, have a smile. I always tell my students to smile. Have good posture. Don't be like, yeah, okay. Or like this. You know, have good posture, right? And try to make that connection with the person you're interviewing with. So I talked about saying hello, good morning, be conscious about not touching each other. I don't know if we're gonna get back to handshakes, but be polite, say hello, good morning. Don't be late, dress to impress, and be a friendly person. Even if you're nervous, try to calm yourself down, because doing a job interview, especially in English, is something that can make you very, very nervous. So practice, 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 I recommend. So I'm gonna ask you some questions, some of our practice questions, some basic questions, because this is for my beginner students. So you can practice and saying some things when you go to a job interview in English, okay? So first, I want everybody to practice this conversation. When someone asks you, what's your name? So what's your name? How do you answer that one? My name is. So what's your name? My name is Melina. So you can say, my name is da 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 da. I want you to practice saying your address. This I practice with my students all the time, because when you have an emergency, when you apply for a job, when you're going to apply for school, and people ask your address, it's a very, very important thing that you need to practice saying in English. The street address, the number, your zip code, right? The state that you live in. This is important information that people will need when you apply for a job. So students, what's your address? You gonna tell me? Okay. Okay. Practice that at home. The other one that I want you to practice, and I practice all the time with my students know this, is your telephone number, especially in the United States. The United States is, I'm gonna make up a number, for example, 617, that's the area code, 321, I don't know, 1432. I don't know. It's a made up phone number, but it's 3 numbers, it's the area code, and then 3 more numbers, and then followed by 4. Don't just say each number individually. Don't say like 5032, because maybe people get confused. So just practice your phone number. So what's your name? What's your address? And what's your phone number? Please practice that at home, students. The other question that almost all the time when you go for a job interview, they're going to ask you, or they're going to say to you, they're going to say, can you please tell me something about yourself? So, and when you answer that question, I want you to think of your experience and think about yourself and your history, your work history, and your skills and your abilities, right? So you can say, I'm from da-da-da-da, which country, right? So I'm from Brazil. I'm from, I don't know, Mexico. I'm from Morocco, I mentioned. So where you're from, right? Your experience, maybe in your country, you were something different. You have a different experience. So you can say I was. So was is in the past, okay? I was a truck driver in my country, or I was a teacher in my country. I was a doctor in my country, right? So if you were doing something different in your country, you can say I was da 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 da, right? And you can say I am a chef now. I am a bartender now. I am your occupation now, okay? When we talk about skills, this is what I want you to practice. I'm gonna give you some homework. I want you to think of at least 3 or 4 skills that you're good at and that you have the ability to do. I made some notes here. Like for example, you can say, I can drive, right? If you're applying to be a delivery driver, say I can drive, right? You can say I can clean if you're applying to clean offices or buildings or hospitals now that we need a lot of that, right? So I can take care of children, right? I can take care of people. So we can say that. I can say I can use a cash register. Can't use a cash register, but if you can, we need cashiers. So I can use a cash register. Another important one, you can say, I can use a computer, right? Computer skills are very important. I can type, right? I can use a computer, I can type. Another one that you can say, I can speak 2 languages, or I can speak 3 languages. I don't know, I have students who speak 4 languages. So I can speak 2 languages. I can speak English. Oh, that's very important. You can say, I can help customers and I can speak English. Good. So students, I want you to think about some skills that you have. I can drive, I can cook, I can speak English, everybody's gonna say I can speak English. I can take care of children, I can take care of people. Think of your skills and make a list and practice saying that at home so that when you go to a job interview, you don't have to, okay. You have to really think about it. Another one that I like people to think about is adjectives. I'm going to talk about adjectives my next video, I think. So adjectives describe nouns. So in this situation, you're describing yourself. So I want you to think of some adjectives to describe you. I always tell my students, think of 3 good adjectives, positive adjectives. Like for example, I'm going to say, for me, enthusiastic, passionate, and creative. So those are my adjectives. You can think of some adjectives for yourself. So homework for all my students, think of abilities and skills that you can do, at least 3 or 4. I know you can do more than that, but think of 3 or 4. Practice saying your name, your address, your phone number. Think of your skills before in your country, right? And think of the things that you can do now. When you say goodbye, say goodbye. Nice to meet you. I look forward to hearing from you. I want to talk about that expression. When you look forward to something, so you're excited about something. So please show your excitement about the job because we want that job. And again, finish strong. You started strong, you're gonna finish strong as well. So those are my little job interview tips. Tips are suggestions, recommendations for my students. You know your homework. Think of your skills, practice saying them. Practice saying your address, your phone number, and your information for when you go to a job interview. And I'm always here to help. If you have questions, if you want to practice, contact me and I'll be glad to help you. And I hope everybody is staying safe. Again, I miss you all. I hope we can go back to the classroom soon. And I will continue with my videos until we go back to school. And if you like your lesson, as always, you can share it with your friends, share it with your WhatsApp group, with your Zoom friends, or I don't know what social media people are using these days. Hit like, hit subscribe. You can write in the comments if there's anything that you want me to talk about in the future. And I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.